In a small, quiet town named Willow Creek, there lived a young woman named Emma. She was 22, with bright green eyes that sparkled like emeralds and long, dark hair that flowed like silk. Emma worked in the town's little bakery, baking bread and pastries every morning. The smell of warm bread filled the air, and people loved coming to the bakery not just for the food, but also for Emma's warm smile. Emma's life was simple, but deep inside her heart, she carried a secret. She was in love, not just with anyone, but with a man named James. James was tall with kind blue eyes and a laugh that made everyone around him feel happy. He worked at the library across the street from the bakery. Every day, Emma would see him through the bakery's window as he helped people find books or read to children in the library. But Emma was shy. She had never spoken to James, even though she wanted to. She didn't know if James even noticed her. Every time he walked past the bakery with his books, Emma's cheeks would turn red and her heart would beat fast. She wished she could tell him how she felt, but she was too scared. One sunny afternoon, Emma came up with an idea. What if I write him a letter? She thought. Her hands trembled as she sat at her small wooden desk in her room, holding a pen. After a deep breath, she began to write. Dear James, I see you every day from the bakery window. You don't know me, but I know you. I see how kind you are to everyone who comes to the library. I see how you laugh with the children and help the older people carry heavy books. You have a good heart and it makes me smile. I don't have the courage to talk to you, but I hope this letter will reach you. You may not feel the same, and that's okay. I just wanted to tell you that you are special. Yours truly, a secret admirer. Emma read the letter over and over again. Was it too bold? Was it too silly? But her heart told her to take the chance. That night, when the streets were quiet and the stars were bright in the sky, Emma slipped out of her house. She walked to the library and carefully slid the letter through the mail slot on the door. Then she ran back home, her heart racing. The next morning, Emma couldn't focus on her work. She kept looking out the window, wondering if James had found the letter. But James looked the same as always, smiling, helping people, and carrying his books. Emma felt a mix of disappointment and relief. Maybe he didn't see it, she thought. Days passed and Emma began to give up hope. She thought James would never reply. But one evening, as she was closing the bakery, she found a small envelope tucked under the bakery door. Her hands shook as she opened it. Inside was a letter. Dear secret admirer, thank you for your kind words. Your letter made me smile. I don't know who you are, but I would like to. If you're ready, meet me at the park bench by the fountain this Saturday at 4 p.m. I'll be there with a book. Yours, James. Emma's heart leaped with joy and fear. She couldn't believe it. James wanted to meet her. But what if he didn't like her once he found out who she was? What if he was disappointed? On Saturday, Emma dressed carefully. She wore a simple pink dress and tied her hair back with a ribbon. She walked to the park, feeling nervous but excited. When she reached the fountain, she saw James sitting on the bench, holding a book as he had promised. He looked up and smiled when he saw her. "Emma," he said, surprised but happy. "It's you." Emma's cheeks turned red. "How did you know it was me?" she asked. James laughed softly. "I've seen you too, Emma. I've noticed you in the bakery. I always hoped you would talk to me, but I was too shy to say anything. Your letter gave me the courage." Emma couldn't believe what she was hearing. For so long she had thought her feelings were one-sided. But now, sitting on the bench with James, she realized that he had been watching her too. From that day on, Emma and James spent more and more time together. They would talk for hours about books, dreams, and life. What started as a secret love turned into something real and beautiful. And in Willow Creek, the smell of fresh bread and the sound of laughter filled the air as Emma and James wrote the next chapter of their story together. If learning English through stories is useful for you and you enjoyed listening to this story, I would be happy if you subscribe to me.